This is now time for the panel discussion, the experts discussion as we call it now. And before I call the panel, I would like you to test Slido.com, download Slido.com on your mobiles for the question and answers. And the event code is hash 4667005. Please download Slido.com. Zishan? Slido.com, and the event code is hash 4667005. Have we all downloaded Slido.com? Can you raise your hands? Yes, you have. Can you raise your hands that you have all downloaded Slido.com and you have identified the event? I cannot see all hands. Okay. Shall I assume that we all have now? Yeah? The event code is 466. बस जी ठीक है 7005. Okay, so this will be used in order for you to put your questions on. Now, for our experts, I would like to invite the following. Our moderator is Tanveer Salim, Khwaja Tanveer Salim. He is the CIO for United Energy. This one. We have Javed Yusuf Saab. He is the CEO of NIFT. Ijlal Jafri. Ijlal is Group CIO Martin Doe. And Wasim Rashid, CIO IBL Group. Khurram Abed. And Mohammad Junaid. Junaid is head of IT for Fressland Campina, which is Anglo Foods. Welcome all of you. Before we start the discussion, these are the couple of slides which I would like to share with all of you, which will form the base of this discussion, in my opinion. So these slides is some basic research from me in order to share what is already available and known for AI, so that the discussion proceeds beyond that, right? This first slide gives the general statistics and what is happening. The fact is that 35% of enterprise worldwide are using AI, but another 42% are considering it very seriously, which means that almost everybody is working on thinking on using AI for enterprise, for businesses, the best way they can. The domains, when we talk about artificial intelligence, so there are few domains which actually encompass the total AI field. They are deep learning, natural language processing, robotics and automation, and generative AI, broadly speaking. What happens? AI capabilities, what it does, it automate repetitive tasks data analysis. It has the capability of analyzing large, huge amounts of data, identifying patterns in large data sets, and predict. It can analyze. It can do predictive analysis. So this is what AI can do. How does it help in business? In decision making, of course, when you are analyzing a lot of data, it helps you decide. Streamline intricate business functions, streamline the business functions, and in the last, I have written the most obvious applications today, which is ChatGPT, image generation, chat boxes, virtual assistants. So this is what I have understood forms the base of how AI is being used and what we should know before we proceed. Next slide. Okay, so since this session is about AI in business efficiency, which means like we are talking about the back-end operations, production, supply chain, maybe accounts, finance, back-end operations. So this is how AI is being used or being thought out to be used. Operational optimization, data entry, document reviewing, invoicing, to automate all this with the minimum of efforts. Automatic workflows. On the industry side, production side, it's industrial automation, logistics, and drone technology for supply chain. And even in the factory management, control lighting, heating, cooling in office buildings, it can make the energy use more efficient. So these are, this is my understanding of how AI is changing the world, why it's so popular. Now, Tanveer, hand over to you, and you know exactly how it works.
Yeah, बहुत शुक्रिया. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I begin with the name of Allah, the Omnipresent, the Omniscient, and the Omnipotent. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. कामरान साहब की एक बहुत बुरी आदत है कि हमेशा इस जो अपना इवेंट है ना टाइम पे शुरू कर देते हैं. So 9:30 started off. And that was something I think, and the people sitting next to me and they were saying कि यार लोग तो अभी आए नहीं हैं. मैं कहा आप देखिएगा लोग आ जाएंगे. And as we start off the panel discussion, we can see over the hall and we see the people already on the table. So thank you very much for being over here on time. So we'll start off with that preamble जो पहले आसिफ ने सेट किया फिर कामरान ने मेंशन किया. It was more about कि AI is in the air. हम में से सब लोगों ने अब वो ब्लू कलर का आइकन व्हाट्सएप पे देख लिया होगा जब मेटा AI has already been enabled on our WhatsApp. And that's something which we are going to talk about a little bit more. And I've got very esteemed panelists with me, which are not just the technology leaders, we have the business leaders as well. And I'll introduce you as we go along during this discussion. जो की एलिमेंट है इस पूरे प्रोसेस के अंदर वो ये है कि slido.com यूज़ किया जाएगा. CIO का इवेंट है, expecting most of the people are technologists. तो slido.com को ओपन कर लें. What Kamran has been saying कि डाउनलोड कर लें तो we're seeing the people were getting confused कि डाउनलोड भी करना पड़ेगा. डाउनलोड नहीं करना पड़ेगा, slide.com लिखें, आ जाएगा, उस पर कोड डालें और आप you'll be getting into the CIO event. ये इनकी कसर नफसी है, कहते हैं कि टेक्नोलॉजी से नहीं है, लेकिन ये खैर. So we'll move on to this thing. The session, this panel discussion is more for the AI, for the business efficiency. We'll talking about more about the business efficiency, and that business efficiency will be related to the AI part of the session that we are into. So I'll start off with the preamble discussion. आप लोग साइडों पे अपने questions भेजना शुरू कर सकते हैं. Meanwhile, we'll start off with a brief introduction with the panelists as well, and also with some questions. So the person sitting to my very left, I think is everyone must be knowing him in the room. Javed Yousafedi. He's the CEO of NIFT, and I think he is a person in this room who has been a technologist. He's been a technology leader. I know him from MCB days when I was in Unilever. We used to visit him to learn a lot from him, and we have seen him transforming into a business leader. Now he's CEO. And I think he's the most pertinent person who can tell us what is the challenges of the adoption. जब IT के लोग लेके जाते हैं ना कि ये business proposition है, ये पैसे खर्च होंगे, ये फायदे होंगे, business efficiency आएगी, process simplify हो जाएंगे, workflow चल जाएंगे. ऐसे मौके पे जो CEO है, he is the one who will take a back seat and say, okay, prove me what is the value coming out of this particular investment. So he's the best person to tell this for whom I can ask this question. Okay, what are the challenges of adoption of the AI we see in today's world, especially considering that you have been the technologist person and now you're in a different seat as a CEO.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much for the introduction. Assalamu alaikum. All my technology peers और industry के लोग मौजूद हैं, and to sharing the stage with the esteemed people जो आजकल माशाल्लाह technologist हैं, तो मैं अपने आप को थोड़ा सा बैक सीट पे लेता हूँ और बिल्कुल मेरी एनालॉजी जो ना बड़ी बेसिक्स हो जाएंगी. मैं जब आपने मुझे कहा कि यू हैव गॉन थ्रू ऑल द साइकिल, तो मैं एक छोटी सी बात माइंड ओपनिंग के लिए, जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ कि इन दीज टाइप्स ऑफ फोरम आई हैव सीन एटलीस्ट 4 waves. मैं ज़्यादा वेव्स का नाम नहीं लूँगा, वेव्स तो बहुत थी. पहली एक आई डेटा वेयर हाउस की वेव आई, वी आर एट द क्रॉस रोड. फिर एक वेव आई जिसमें कहा कि जी डेटा जो है ना वो हम ऑटोमेशन और ERPs एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स. फिर इसके बाद एक आई हमारी कॉल सेंटर बिजनेस और एक पूरा हम क्रॉस रोड पे उस पर आ गए थे. फिर हम डेटा लेक की क्रॉस रोड पे आ गए. फिर इसके बाद हम मल्टीपल क्रॉस रोड्स पे आते आते अब आज हम बैठ के AI की बात कर रहे हैं. सो अनफॉर्चुनेटली थोड़ा सा मेरा सेटबैक मुझे ये लगा है कि हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जो इतना ज़्यादा इंटेलेक्ट हमारा इतना बैठा है, जिसके बावजूद हम किसी यूनिकॉर्न को शाइन आउट नहीं करा सके इन एनी ऑफ दीज एरिया. सो मुझे थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे हमारी भी गलती हो सकती है इसमें. मे बी वी आर नॉट फोकस्ड. सेकेंडली जो मैं इस पे बात करना चाहूँगा वो AI पे ये है कि जो अभी डॉक्टर साहब से मेरे बड़े मोहतरम मेरे उस्तादों में से हैं, इनसे मैं हमेशा मशवरा लेता हूँ, शमसी भाई बैठे हुए सबसे. तो बात जो हो रही थी वो ये हो रही थी कि AI इज़ अ टूल नाउ, इज़ अ टूल. पहले तो आप इसको टूल समझें. इन्होंने अगर आपको ChatGPT को आप कोई मिरेकल समझते हैं तो वो मिरेकल कोई नहीं है. अब ट्यूरिंग की जो उन्होंने अभी मुझे एक वीडियो भेजी है, मैं उनसे शेयर कहूँगा कि वो सबसे शेयर करें ग्रुप्स में. तो दे हैव कलेक्टेड द डेटा एंड दे हैव created a right lookup for you. The way you used to look up in a Google was different. I can give a very basic analogy. Flight Radar was one of my favorite program. जब हम उससे देखा करते थे तो फ्लाइट सारी दिखती थी, कौन सी फ्लाइट कहाँ है, हमें 302 कितने बजे आ रही है, जा रही है, बच्चे देख लेते थे, वाइफ देख लेती थी, घर वाले अम्मा पता चल जाता था. अब गूगल ने उस चीज़ को उड़ा के फेंक दिया. वो ऐप की ज़रूरत नहीं है. आप सिर्फ फ्लाइट लिखें और उसको पता है कि आप पिछले दिनों गए थे 302 और आप लाहौर के ही पूछ रहे हैं, आज की फ्लाइट का पूछ रहे हैं और स्टेटस पूछ रहे हैं, और आपको बता भी देता है कौन से गेट पे आनी है, क्या आनी है विद अस. तो ये आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस तो पहले से ही मौजूद है. नाउ इट हैज़ चेंज द स्केल, इट हैज़ चेंज द स्केल. बिजनेस ऑटोमेशन हमने सब की हुई है, किसने नहीं की हुई है बिजनेस ऑटोमेशन ये बताएं. लेकिन अगर आप रोबोटिक्स की बात कर रहे हैं तो वो तो कॉस्ट बेनिफिट होती है. अगर आपकी इंडस्ट्री 5,000 गाड़ियाँ पर मंथ बना रही होती या 5 लाख गाड़ियाँ बना रही होती तो आपकी इंडस्ट्री की रोबोटिक्स का लेवल कुछ और होता. तो इट्स टोटली डिपेंड अपॉन द इकोनॉमी ऑफ स्केल. प्लांट डिलीशंस के ऊपर उन पर डिपेंड करता है. बट हमने कंफ्यूज कर रहे हैं. डोंट कंफ्यूज AI विद द BPE, बिजनेस प्रोसेस ऑटोमेशन एंड इंजीनियरिंग एंड डिजिटाइजेशन, प्लीज. इससे हट के आप बात करें तो पाकिस्तान की मार्केट 220 million plus people. We have major socio-economics problem. We don't need any digital right now solution. We don't need process automation. We need a socio-economic problem solutions using AI. And for this, we need to have our own data. We use the technologies which are available, which is called large language model, machine learning, deep language. So whatsoever you call it, उन सब का अमेलगमेशन करके हमें अपने हिसाब से वो चीज़ बनानी होगी. मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि पाकिस्तान में CRM मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आर यूजिंग इज इंटरनेशनल CRM. फ्रेमवर्क लेते हैं, उसको अप्लाई करते हैं. ERP का फ्रेमवर्क लेते हैं, हम अप्लाई करते हैं. इन आवर नेबर आई हैवंट सीन एनी CRM फ्रॉम आउटसाइड. इन आवर नेबर आई हैवंट सीन द अदर प्रोडक्ट्स कमिंग फ्रॉम द अदर. दे डेवलप अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर रिक्वायरमेंट and then they master it and sell it. So हमारा जो इस वक्त जो issue है business का, business are very sharp, they know. Bankers are far ahead in automation, in answering. अब इन मिडल ईस्ट में तो खैर अब रोबोटिक्स भी आ गए हैं फॉर मेजर कॉल्स को, IVR पे जो कॉल्स आप रिसीव कर रहे होते हैं वहाँ पे, अब नॉर्मल अगर आप बैलेंस इंक्वायरी के लिए कर रहे हैं तो डोंट यू थिंक देयर आर कपल ऑफ बैंक्स इन विच देयर इज नो ह्यूमन हु इज आंसरिंग दीज क्वेश्चंस, they are automated, but for the complex definitely you require. So my point is this कि I'm just trying to give you the baseline कि AI को अगर हम अपनी सोशियो इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए और कोई टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप करते हैं, दैट विल बी द गेम चेंजर फॉर आवर कंट्री. एंड आई सी AI अगर चैट GPT में जाके एक अच्छा खत बनवा लें या डाली से तस्वीर बनवा लें, दिस इज नॉट AI. दिस इज द वे दे आर टीचिंग यू हाउ टू यूज AI. अभी हमने AI के सर्विस को भी स्क्रैच नहीं किया, एंड इट्स एन अपॉर्चुनिटी, वी शुड नॉट मिस इट. थैंक यू.
बहुत शुक्रिया जावेद साहब. आई थिंक वेरी राइटली साइड के बेसिस डाटा है, डाटा जमा होता जा रहा है. अभी आप उससे कुछ पूछेंगे शायद अच्छा जवाब ना मिले, आज से 10 साल बाद पूछेंगे शायद अच्छा जवाब आना शुरू हो जाए. आप उससे पूछेंगे पाकिस्तान के बारे में शायद चीज़ें ना पता चलें. आई जस्ट चेक्ड ऑन मेट AI के टेल मी अबाउट ख्वाजा तनवीर सलीम. ही सेड ख्वाजा तनवीर सलीम इज़ अ पॉलिटिकल लीडर. And you can type it right now as well, you can check it. So I was very surprised कि यार मैं political leader, and then it showed me कि मैं PTI से भी हूँ. So that was another scary thing that comes up कि ये सारी information आती है. So those things are the learning patterns. What Javed Sahab just mentioned, it will go on. And at the same time, when we are adopting AI, we should adopt AI as a tool for transformation and for the digital process automation, what Javed Sahab just mentioned. Moving on to the healthcare part, Ijlal is with us, he's the CIO for Martin Dow. Ijlal Sahab, generally we have seen कि 3 areas हैं जहाँ पे 3 industries में AI की applicability अभी तक हमें ज़्यादा नज़र आती है, banking के अंदर, healthcare के अंदर और retail के अंदर. So you coming in from main pharma part, from Martin Dow, what do you think is how the AI is helping the business in getting the business efficiencies and the improvement जो भी जावेद साहब इसको टच कर रहे थे?
जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी everyone. This is Ijlal Jafri. First of all, would like to thank Kamran Saab and CXO for arranging this wonderful event. It's really pleasure to be here and sitting with the elite panel. Yes, AI is revolutionizing the industries and across world, and pharmaceutical is something no exception, I would say. So if I start with the healthcare part of it, and then I'll touch upon the pharma part. So we have many use cases of in healthcare where AI is really impacting the business. I would take some few examples. I'll start with IBM Watson, because it just happened when I was in Malaysia. I work on this technology and I know that how it works. It gives you details about the different stages of cancer patients, at what stage they are in right now, and it predicts at with the time what stage it could be, the stage 3 and 4. But we have lots of other important use cases. For example, in medical image processing, for example, for the radiologist, it's really something commendable. And it's been used here, it's been used everywhere now, because as you know, reading those medical images is not simple. It's very cumbersome, very tedious and task. But AI models are now there to help the radiologists reading those images, very complex process otherwise. Well, in clinical trial, we are also doing some clinical trial within Pakistan right now. Clinical trial used to be a very difficult job to do, because when you're doing a clinical trial, you're working with your GPs, you're working with your consultants, and those GPs and consultants are working with lots of patients. So depending upon the size of that particular trial could vary from 2,000 to 5,000 people. But in older days, it was something very tedious task. Now, with the help of the wearable devices, we are collecting all the data. We are collecting the untempered data, and which is being used, and there are AI models already working on clinical trial, which is helping pharmaceutical to do the clinical trials in a much better way. Then the drug discovery, it used to be, again, it is one of the most difficult tasks for pharmaceutical right from there, because I've worked with large research-based companies as well. So I've seen the whole process, from R&D to the manufacturing to the chemical, to the manufacturing, and then commercialization of it. It used to take at least 10 years for a sizable pharmaceutical to come up with the new molecule, and there was no guarantee that there would be any success to that. But with the help of AI, of course, it is really, really helping pharmaceutical industry also to come up with the drug to the market in a much better way. Uh, Electronic health record. Uh, we have seen few electronic health record, like Khan has recently done a huge project in electronic health record. Globally speaking, electronic health record is something of fundamental value to the pharmaceutical also, because now the data they are sharing gives a lot of help to pharmaceutical in their R&D process. And for the healthcare givers, it is also very helpful for the administration to control the epidemics and the control of the disease spread within the different geographies. So I can go on and on, talking about the use cases in healthcare and pharma. But let me, because the question was that, and I think it's more relevant if I come up with some example what we are doing within our group. So Martin Dow is probably some of you know that we are heavily intensively into manufacturing. We have 4 large manufacturing sites in Pakistan. We have operations in Pakistan and in 10 other different countries. So, well, I have couple of use cases, but I would be focusing on one particular one, which I believe is the most important one, which is related to our own BI system. So, like it was mentioned earlier, that there has to be, and I'm fully convinced, there has to be a proper strategy implementing an AI system in any organization. So we started this journey a couple of years ago, and so first of all, what we did, we started with the data governance process. We collected and warehoused all our data within our organization coming from different industries and integrating it to data warehouse. So integrating generative AI into BI system, we feel that it would be a biggest thing that we would be able to achieve the different language model that we are integrating with our BI system. Another few examples are related to our manufacturing sites, which is we are working on a smart manufacturing sites of it. So these are the two examples that I would like to mention. Thank you.
Thank you, Jalal Sahab. I would like to request the experts to kindly limit your initial comments for 2 minutes, please, so that we can have the time for the questions from the audience. Thank you. Please, Wasim.
So moving on to Wasim. Wasim is a technology leader at IBL Group, and he has been in the food industry as well earlier in Tapal. So Wasim, again, specifically focusing as part of the group, you have got Cyril and the pharmaceutical aspect at the wing there. At the same time, we have got Ghalib, which is more like a restaurant thing. So where do you think the commonalities of the business process efficiency and the commonalities of the business process automation can be adopted using the AI? Very brief, so we can just, because we're getting so many questions there, which is more exciting for us to do.
Hello. Yes. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Wow.
AI is really game changer. My past experience, a lot of transformation. Let me share the live cases what we did previous organization regarding the how business efficiency with the using of AI, right? So vendor invoice management. You see, one of my previous organization, they were facing 30,000 invoice they process yearly, right? So 2,500 per month, 100 per day, and they were facing the serious challenges. Core enterprise doesn't offer the controls. There's two controls, 2 voucher, 3 voucher. The business case is my payable department is apply the 100 invoices in 200 rules of validations. So business case, we opted the one of the vendor-based solutions, OpenTax, to help this. OpenTax is AI-based and machine learning, and we deployed in Pakistan the first company. They automate and 10x the efficiency they built it. You see the 100 invoices and 6 people were struggling to apply 200 validation checks, right? So AI, the open text slogan is scan to pay. Less than 1 minute, they process the entire invoice and they apply the 200 validation checks automatically, right? Implicitly, right? And also ML has a behavior to opt new scenarios of each invoice, right? So the point is how AI is helping is, my payable department is growth is invoices 20% per year. So next 5 years, the double, right? So the payable department, 6 people, now it's going to be 12 people. So they were facing the serious challenge, right? So with the help of this software, right, is a few of companies in Pakistan, they use a PSO, KE, and Tapal. So that's the optimize the processes and also glitches the financial risks, right? So less than a minute, the process in 10x, you see the 100 invoices, now they're able to process more than 1,000 invoices in a day. So how AI is really working this organization to simplify, better and smarter work.
बहुत शुक्रिया.
Thank you, Wasim.
Wasim, thank you very much. Moving on to Khurram. Khurram, you've been into the banking industry, and as I mentioned, banking, retail, and pharma, what you call the healthcare, are the key areas where we can see the immediate implementation and the benefits of the putting in AI. So we have seen the new digital banks coming up, and we have seen that the process of signing up, opening up a new account is getting more and more simpler. But how do you see where these banks are actually ending up in terms of landing in terms of digital landscape?
Khurram, I would request 2 minutes because we have a number of questions coming up.
Sure.
Okay.
I will keep it very
you.
precise. And
Thank
I
you
think
so much.
it's very relevant question to digital banks because at digital banks, we are trying to, start from where the conventional banks are unable to, crack those problems. Lending is pretty easy in this market if you want to leverage some of the digital stacks. We need to make sure that at one end we have authentic customer. So customer validation checks are currently is heavily manually driven, which can easily be automated if we can, establish one way of establishing people's leveraging blockchain or anything. We can easily validate customers. Lending, rest of the calculations of lendings, for example, how much bank can lend to a customer can easily be done digitally. And in fact, this is something which is happening in all banks very smartly already. Real lending to customers should not also be a problem. So practically speaking, leveraging the current blockchain and AI-driven decision-making systems, this is something which can be very easily done. Although it will not be that easy the way today you go to the bank and आपको बताया जाता है कि जहाँ क्रॉस लगा है वहाँ साइन कर दें. So of course it will not be that easy, but using technology surely turnaround time will be very fast.
बहुत शुक्रिया Kamran. I think Kamran is a technology leader at Mashreq Bank. So he talks, whatever he's spoken must have got a background to it. I wish all these things could have been done at the National Bank as well, and I look forward to National Bank adopting these type of things in trade. जहाँ पे कभी आप जाए ना तो कोशिश उनकी ये होती है आप अकाउंट ना खोलें. उनकी पूरी कोशिश होती है. That's my personal experience and taking and sharing it with the name. So
Just I want to add, so this is why digital banks are here, right?
Exactly.
And
exactly.
they will increase the financial inclusion definitely.
True,
in this country.
true. So Junaid, again, 2 minutes to you as well. Junaid is a technology leader at Engro Foods, who's now called Fees and Campania Engro, and he's looking after IT over there. And so we talked about a journey. We've been talking about कि ये पे efficiency लानी है. तो इस journey के अंदर, moving from a conventional system and adoption of the AI-based tools, how do you see what journey pattern could be at Engro Foods?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So, if you talk about journey, then of course the first and the most important thing is it's building up the AI strategy that you need to have, and that is AI strategy should be part of what choices that you need to make, because in these times of economic where everything cost really matters. So just to give you figures, and the way I have been running for the past 2.5 years for Friesland Campina, is we are trying to create a value for the business. And for 2 years, we have been able to save around 8,300 man hours per month, $64,000 in terms of the savings, and 294,000 in terms of the cost avoidance. And most of these interventions were caused by AI as well, in the area of demand planning, in the area of RPAs, in the area of dynamic deliveries from the distributors to the retailers as well. So this is AI is going to come, but of course the most important aspect is you need to define choices for your organization of how you wanted to go somewhere and achieve something. So that's really important.
Thank you, Junaid. I think Junaid, you very nicely have commented what Javed sir mentioned. We have certain socio-economic problems, and if those technologies, if those interventions are not actually helping them out, then फिर फायदा क्या? So thank you very much for sharing the thing. And yes, you also mentioned a very good thing about the choices. In life, we have to make choices, and same goes for the IT as well. Same goes for the technology as well. AI might not be a good fit for everything, but it will eventually come, as it is now come into our hands in our handsets. So now we'll move on to the main part where we
Tanveer,
put
we
the
have
interventions.
35 minutes exactly to cover as many questions as we can.
Yeah.
Exactly at 11, we will open for tea.
Sure.
Thank you.
डिपेंड करता है कि लोगों को खाने का ज़्यादा शौक है, पीने का ज़्यादा शौक है, मतलब चाय पीने का ज़्यादा शौक है या सवालों का सुनने का ज़्यादा शौक है. So we'll move on to it. So very first question is from Dr. Irfan Haider. Is ChatGPT engine a black box that maps into the output without an understanding of neural networks? Is there a visible simplified model mapping input to output? So it's more related to the ChatGPT engine. And I'll open the forum. Who would like to take? Ijaz Sahib, if you want to take this question. It says the ChatGPT engine is it a black box that maps into the output without any understanding of the neural networks? Like, is it giving the output without having any direct input, and instead of having a direct input, getting it from the neural networks? And is there a visible simplified model mapping for input to output?
So just to quickly answer to this question, AI we know now and AI 20 years down the road would be entirely different. Like coming back to what the question asked, whether ChatGPT would really give you correct answer or not, or whether it's ready for us to make use for our business. Well, I would strongly suggest, because I've done some research work on this, ChatGPT 4 or plus is really changing every day, and it is learning with time. And of course there are other options as well, but I think for a small business I would specifically say ChatGPT 4 should be your choice to look at, and you can of course make lots of use using it.
Thank you, Ijlal. We'll move on to the second question. Interesting one. It talks about the biases. I think आप में से अक्सर लोगों ने वो मीम देखी होगी जो सोशल मीडिया पे काफ़ी वायरल हुई थी, where they've shown कि a prompt was given to the AI to tell them कि how the Mother Teresa would be fighting the poverty. And the output was a picture when they were showing the Mother Teresa with the sword in her hand, and she was actually fighting with the African young boys or black young boys. So where the biases element just comes up. So the question is how business will cope up with the biases in the language learning models. Junaid, can you take it up, this question,
Yeah,
especially on
sure.
the biases part?
Bias in artificial intelligence is something that really creeps up, and we have to make sure that we really address this. Bias होता क्या है? Bias जो है, देखिए, इंसान हम भी जो है वो बहुत सारी चीज़ों के अंदर bias होते हैं, and these machine algorithms is picking data from जहाँ से हमने इसको generate किया हुआ होता है, and that's why it will always, and in order to ensure कि हमारे पास जो output आ रहा है वो एक fair output हो, so that's why इसको address करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Just to give you a very weird example, I just thought, like for instance, if I wanted to generate a AI predictive model, or in order to understand कि सिंध के अंदर talented लोग कहाँ पर हैं, किस शहरों में available हैं, और मैं अगर उसके अंदर जो डेटा का सोर्स दूं वो ये दूं कि जितने लोगों ने number of CSS people who have passed the CSS, this is the basis of the identifying if a person is a talented or not. So urban Sindh will never be output of the data. It will always be the rural Sindh coming from Ladakana, Sakhar, or anywhere else as well. So those are the biases. We need to define how you want it to be fair and ethical as well.
I think getting to the bias thing is a huge debate, and there could be a separate session on that, because it's not just about having a national level of influences. It could be an international level of influence. Last time we were having a discussion with Dr. Saab, and he also shared a very good thing that in terms of data which is actually getting into it, till the time become mature enough, till the time the span becomes so much, we might not be getting the right answer to the right question. So that's the challenges that we are seeing currently. And yes, it will evolve. There could be a simple answer to the same question. Yes, biases are there. It's challenging. We move on to the next question, which is more about data privacy. And I would like Khurram to take this question. The question goes, what are the challenges that does AI present in terms of privacy and data security, especially in the context of social media and online platform? And when I talk of online platform, I like to connect it with the online banking part especially. So if you can connect online banking and data privacy and AI.
This is one of the most important thing in our market, to have a data privacy policy and regulations around or legal use of information and artificial intelligence and tools, right? I think this policy will play one of the most important role, because the way these policies will tell us that what exactly is allowed and not allowed. Accordingly, we will only be able to implement the right technologies. So countries, I mean, if I was reading one day, Pakistan is, I think, 92 in ranking when it comes to implementation of, or our country readiness to implement artificial intelligence as a country. And practically speaking, without these regulations and especially data privacy policy, our success will not be much, right? And why it is important? Of course, the data of our customers, our citizens, and their privacy and use of that, how sensitive use of that can be, properly governed, is something which will data privacy policy will play a important role in that.
Khurram sir, just to take it further, when we talk of data privacy, generally what is feeling of my personal feeling is that generally the people, especially in Pakistan, then are they not bothered about data privacy? Or I'm not talking about organization, I'm talking about the normal people, because it also talks about the social media stuff. And we freely and easily share in whatever we want to share, irrespective of what are the consequences could be to them, to their families, or to the wider nation. So generally, what would be the challenges of this data privacy or implementing the data privacy part? Because, I have seen the people complaining why Standard Chartered has stopped allowing taking the picture of the transaction that they make. Because it used to be there, now लोग दूसरा phone लेते हैं, उससे तस्वीर खींचते हैं, and things like that. So how do you see that data privacy challenges because of the AI and adopting it in the social media platforms?
I mean, in social media platforms or in any general platforms, right? Using of technology is all about how you spread and how you process and how you store information and all that, right? Data privacy, if there is no data privacy law, I can replicate data anywhere in my clouds and all that, right? If there's no data privacy law, of course, I can use good, bad use of data and all that, right? What data privacy law means to me as a banker or as a technologist is what all governance and what all controls I need to build in terms of storing, processing, or controlling or governing the data and all that, right? You took the one very relevant example of the bank. I will not name the bank, but generally, we take data and customers' privacy as a very serious affair, right? How much we can intervene in a mobile, using a mobile app, everybody understand. I mean, to be honest, our nation generally, not our nation, generally people accept all sort of cookies without reading, without understanding what all sort of, information or permissions they are giving to whoever wants to make a bad use of technology. Yeah, and what governs at least responsible banks or at least responsible organizations is these policies, right? I remember last government was very close to make a Pakistan data privacy policy and all that, and not only the banks, the social media companies, e-commerce players, everybody was looking that into a very serious affair because that was curbing some of the limitations or was about to put certain limitations which currently people don't have. Yeah.
I think very rightly said, but as far as the organizations are concerned, I don't have the name of the person. It says anonymous. So, but again, the brief answer to the question, the detail Kamran has already shared is that in case of when we talk about data privacy, organizations are working on it, but yes, the challenge comes it from the consumer. We are a nation of inshallah, mashallah. So we download an app, it comes ke accept or the privacy policy, no one reads through it. We accept that thing and the apps goes into our phone, giving them the permission by ourselves to use whatever they want to use from this particular phone. Yes, Jafar, please.
एक्चुअली मैं थोड़ा सा इसको डिफरेंट एंगल से देखता हूँ. डेटा का लेवल्स जो होते हैं, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट ये होता है कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के पास जो डेटा है, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू प्रोटेक्ट इट एंड टू अवॉइड एनी डेटा लॉस और डिसेमिनेशन. सो वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर पॉलिसीज़ होती हैं, दे कैन बी ईजीली इम्प्लीमेंटेड, देयर आर टूल्स अवेलेबल. बट प्रॉब्लम कब आती है? जब उस इंफॉर्मेशन को आप डिसेमिनेट करते हैं. जब वो डिसेमिनेट होती है और वो इसके बाद मुख्तलिफ मीडियाज़ पे जाती है, मुख्तलिफ प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाती है, तो वहाँ उसको आप कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते. तो वेदर यू ब्रेक अ पॉलिसी और नॉट, द पॉलिसी कैन बी फॉर द लिमिटेड लाइबिलिटी अपने लिए हो सकती है या उसके लिए हो सकती है. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू द होल वर्ल्ड, it's a big question to have a data privacy because everybody has a digital footprint.
So perspective.
Yeah, it's perspective again. So सबसे important ये है कि I have seen the organization literally working in Pakistan and I asked him कि यार ज़रा मुझे इसका ये तुम काम कर रहे हो तो ये वाली मेल मुझे बता दो या ये information मुझे दे दो. He said I'm not able to give it to you. If I do this button in the morning or in the next 5 minutes, I'll receive the memo. You have done. You have breached the policy of the organization. Even I'm using his because I know he's my family. So he cannot send me the mail from the Gmail from using his device.
True, and I think that's where the
these are the systems available and being monitored, and not for the smaller organization I'm talking about. I'm talking about the organization with worldwide employees. So things are there. Again, there is a cost benefit, adaptation, acceptance, realization. इसके अलावा प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी पे भी तो डिपेंड करता है. तो इसीलिए बैंक्स जो हैं वो सबसे ज़्यादा अडाप्ट करती हैं टेक्नोलॉजीज़ को, बिकॉज माशाल्लाह प्रॉफिट भी अच्छा बनाते हैं लेकिन सर्व भी करते हैं. और दूसरा हमारा रेगुलेटर्स जो हैं वो भी बड़े एग्रेसिव भी हैं, पॉजिटिव भी हैं टुवर्ड्स द फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन. सो दे आर डूइंग मल्टीपल एक्सपेरिमेंट्स, दे आर डूइंग मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट्स. रास्ट इज द न्यू एग्जाम्पल. अब रास्ट पे जब पैसा ट्रांसफर होगा, सो इट विल नॉट बी थ्रू द बैंक्स ऐप, इट विल बी फ्रॉम द मेन कोर सिस्टम. अब उसको आप कॉपी करके शेयर ना करें, ये हो नहीं सकता. ये these are the basic things which we have to set the rules. So data prevention, data control at the organization level, its dissemination to the people, those who matters, उस वक्त तक जाना चाहिए. वो liable वहाँ तक रहते हैं, इसके बाद liable हो जाता है जिसके पास data है. So we cannot have a full control और complete ecosystem को तो अगर आपने block कर दिया, तो जो ओपन सिस्टम मैं कहता हूँ कि एनी ओपन सिस्टम व्हेन यू इंस्टॉल बिकम अ क्लोज सिस्टम.
True.
So
Yeah, very rightly said. Javed sir, there is the next question. I'd like you to take it up. This is from our common friend Abdul Qadir. You know him well. And Abdul Qadir says that you have been CIO and CDO and now a CEO. AI is not a magic bullet, but rather a tool. How can we ensure transparent implementation of AI as well as the other emerging technologies? How can we ensure that transparency? He's coming from the audit point. He's PwC person, so.
देखिए, when it comes to the banks have their own customers. You cannot push the banks to go and cross the boundary beyond whatever they have done. For example, PSD2 in European countries, if I go to any organization and if I want to buy a car or even if I have to buy any durable consumable, I just go and give my consent, okay, you can look into my credit limits. And he or she or the company retail guy get the access of my information in all the banks and can generate the table for me that I'm worthy for this loan or not. And liability of this loan is with that retail company, not with the bank. Again, there is a system available which has to be implemented when it comes to the digital credit scoring. आज अगर आप किसी भी एक कार्ड पे डिफॉल्ट कर दें तो आपको दूसरा कार्ड नहीं मिल सकता. आप एक लिमिट को बस्ट कर दें, you will have it for your career. So ये प्रॉब्लम जो पहले नहीं, जो मजे थे अब वो खत्म हो गए कि यहाँ से भी लिया वहाँ से भी लिया. तो इसी तरह जब ECIB आया तो उसने भी ये काम किया है. तो अब हम इसको डिवॉल्व कर रहे हैं. बैंकिंग सेक्टर एंड द रेगुलेटर आर डिवॉल्विंग इट टुवर्ड्स द लोअर पार्ट वेयर दे वांट टू गिव द कंज्यूमर पार्ट आल्सो. तो कंज्यूमर में एक हद तक तो हम आ चुके हैं, लेकिन व्हेन इट कम्स टू द कंज्यूमर लोन given by the companies, then the picture will change. Again, it's an evolution phase, it's a transition of the country. Definitely things are supposed to come and we will handle it. Transparency is there, sharing information, which information has to be given is different. And again, open banking is something different. Open banking is totally different ball game. You're democratizing the banking, that's something different. But keeping the customers as a strength in disseminating the information wherever he requires is the name of the game, and it is very much happening.
True, Javed Sahab. I think the key point is that information sharing is happening, but the key element remains the information ownership. That need to be defined. If certain things is owned by me, I am responsible to share that information or to take the responsibility of if that information goes out of my hand. Javed Sahab, just continuing the same question, how fast you see this thing happening? You say it's evolving, it's happening. So how fast do you see evolving in Pakistan?
When it comes to the financial institutions, things are happening overnight, honestly speaking, and the regulators are very accommodative. If you go and takes any idea, they even open the sandbox for the open banking now. In Pakistan, the State Bank have already. So things are happening. It's again the business case and the pain point. आप मुझे बताएं कि आज से कोई 20 साल पहले हमें बुला के प्रेजेंटेशन दी जाती थी कि बैंकों के बाहर लंबी लंबी लाइनें लगी हुई हैं बिल की. हमारे पास एक जादू का टूल है, वो हम आपको दे देंगे और उसको जनरल लगा लें और सारी लाइनें खत्म हो जाएंगी. ऊपर से आते थे, हम मिल के मीटिंग्स करते थे, जब हम उनको बताते इनसाइड स्टोरी तो चले जाते थे. लेकिन with the passage of the time things evolved. Now I don't see in the major areas. अब देखिए जहाँ हांडीवाल सिस्टम है, जहाँ डेली वेजेस के लोग हैं, तो वहाँ तो ये चीज़ें चलेंगी कि जाके उन्होंने कैश में ही जब उसके हाथ में आएगा तो वो देगा. But I today feel very comfortable कि मेरा एक पेन पॉइंट मेरा सॉल्व है. मैं 7 या 8 या बिल्स मेरे जो भी होते हैं, चाहे क्लब के हो, यूटिलिटीज़ के हो, जो मेरे एसेंशियल जितने बिल्स हैं, I paid in 5 minutes without any problem.
Using the phone?
Yeah.
No laptop, nothing.
मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ. मेरी एक नाअहली गए कि जब इस तरह की मीटिंग्स हो रही थी, तो I've seen one of the bureaucrat coming from the center and he said कि जी बिलिंग जो है ना ये इस तरह हो रही है. तो किसी ने एक ने कहा कि जी आप ये बिलिंग के इतने मसले मसाइल हैं, लाइनें लगती हैं, आप यूँ करें कि बिजली के और टेलीफोन के बिल की एक डेट कर दें ताकि ये लाइनें जो है ना ये कम हो जाए. Idea was brilliant, but that guy, I must salute that guy. He was a bureaucrat. He said, आपको पता है कि आप जो बात कर रहे हैं वो ठंडी मशीन वाले कमरे से बात कर रहे हैं. Just go outside and see how people are going to pay. अगर हम ये तीनों बिल किसी एक बंदे को जो डेली वेज पे है उसको एक साथ हाथ में दे दें तो he might get the stress and attack. इसीलिए इसको हमने डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया हुआ है 3 साइकिल्स में in a month so that he can pay as and when
at ease.
Yeah. So there is no one solution for all. So you have to adapt and build. Still, we have a long way to go in financial inclusion. Still, we are having an unbanked wallet. बहुत आ गए digitization. But when it comes to adaptation, business case नहीं दिखते मुझे. मुझे business case नहीं दिखते. आप में से कितने जो wallet use करते हैं? बैंकिंग ऐप कितने यूज करते हैं? कितने लोग ऑलरेडी यूज करते हैं?
करीम का चल रहा है वैसे मेरे पास।
कितने लोगों ने सिवाय एफटी के, फंड ट्रांसफर के, वो भी छोटे मोटे, या किसी मोबाइल शॉप या बिल पे के अलावा इसको यूज किया है? 1, 2, 3, गुड, नाउ इट्स इंप्रूविंग, बट रियलिटी इज रियलिटी.
True. बहुत शुक्रिया जावेद साहब. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the next question. It's from Ashraf Saab. I'd like Wasim to take up this question. It says, what role AI plays in optimizing supply chain and logistics for a business? Specifically supply chain and logistics and the role of AI. Mike.
Hello. Yeah. In supply chain is a proof of delivery. The one of the supply chain component and the case study I shared, what I did in a previous organization is OE. One
You
of
can
the,
all hear the voice?
Hello. Yes. So one of the business case OE is a huge challenge. More than 200 PLCs. We connect one of the supply chain part. One of the right. So the generation is 3 different generations. 30 years, 20 years, 10 years old PLC, and they want one single page OE, one single page dashboard, meaningful, get the insight out of 300 machines, right? That's with the help of the IoTs and AIs we did it, this project. This is most important for us, is getting the meaningful information. As far as in supply chain, we did the enterprise warehouse management, which helping a lot for organizations. So in every, the blockchains, the proof of delivery sort of. So हमारे जो entire supply chain, it's a very, logistics and it's a different solutions we did, to work. It's so OE, the successful we did. I think we'll address.
We've got one example to be shared with Javed sir.
मैं सप्लाई चेन का तो खुद बंदा नहीं हूँ, but I had a privilege to work with one of the fintech, which is international and created by ex-Amazonians who were part of the Souk.com. So I had a privilege to had a session with one of their fellow, Amazonian fellow, who's working with them in New York, and what is happening and what roles you are playing and all this. They are in the logistic. So he said, yes, I am managing the supply chain and distribution of Amazon in 40 regions. So we asked, what is the size of your company? Because they were very friendly with the guy. So he said, we have only 6 people working for me.
Wow.
They're like, what? They said, yes, we have taken the data from Amazon. Amazon के साथ हमारा एग्रीमेंट किया हमने, और इनके पूरे डेटा को हमने स्टडी किया, और इसके बाद एल्गोरिथम बिल्ड किए. We are in a position to tell किस रीजन में इनकी कौन से SKUs या कौन सी प्रोडक्ट की सप्लाई कम हो रही है, कितनी अगले डिमांड आएगी, कितनी ट्रांजिट में है, उन तमाम चीज़ों को वो इन्फॉर्म करके पूरी सप्लाई चेन की जो इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट है वो थ्रू एल्गोरिथम हेल्प कर रहे हैं. द कंपनी वाज ऑफ 6 पीपल एंड डूइंग इंटेलिजेंटली. अब उसमें कितना AI यूज कर रहे थे मुझे नहीं पता,
या कितनी
वो क्या
automation
कर रहे थे,
दिया होगा.
ऑटोमेशन थी, बट देयर वाज एल्गोरिथम which they have written based on the data. Like banks have already written the algorithm. Today you go and say कि I am a merchant of POS, मेरा ये 6 महीने का डेटा है. There are certain banks who have taken out your data, 6 months data, do the calculation and give you KIBOR plus on a very small additional amount. They give you the credit limit,
Loans.
credit line. So things are happening in 30 minutes like now in it. So but वो हो रहा है online, और कि उसको पता है कि इस स्टोर में अगले 3 दिनों बाद या 1 महीने के अंदर ये चीज कम होनी है,
Stock out होना है.
So these are the things which are happening across the globe in supply chain.
So thank you Javed साहब. I'll move on to the next question from Dr. साहब, Dr. Irfan Haider.
एक चीज जो KTS में कह रहा
please
था
go on.
कि एक्चुअली तो सप्लाई चेन सबसे जेन्युइन यूज केस है फॉर AI, क्योंकि प्रोडक्टिव मॉडल होते हैं. स्टैंड चार्ट के साथ जो है उनकी एक वेंचर के साथ हम काम कर रहे थे, who simply connect the taxation data, sales data with Amazon type of people or their merchants, and they were able to generate amazing information for those merchants. And practically speaking, we should not discuss the numbers exactly, but more than double easily sales went because of just connecting the information of the taxation, sales, and predictions, and because of that, amazing information.
Thank you so much. Khurram, you talked about connectivity, and I'll just come. This next question I'd like your support to answer this. Is from Dr. Irfan Haider. He says that last time we met Irfan, Dr. Saab, and we have this question discussed. So I would not like Ijlal and Junaid to comment on that because we were already there. But I'd like Khurram, do you take it up this question? If you can't trust biggest AI company Google Maps to lead you to a destination, which is the shortest path between the 2 points on a graph, 60 years old algorithm, how can I trust my life? In a simple way, Dr. Saab wanted to ask, if we can't trust Google Maps because sometimes it takes you to the wrong wrong places, then how can I trust my life? And the calculation of the shortest distance is a 60 years old algorithm. So if that algorithm can't be made absolutely 100% correct by Google, which is the AI company, is a huge company, then why should I be using Google AI more and more?
I think this is where responsible use of AI comes into play, right? And the people who are responsible to implement and people who are responsible to leverage that information, both are responsible, but main responsibility comes to, people who are responsible to implement it, right? At banks, I can assure, whoever is the question asking person, at banks, we take this thing very seriously, and before coming to something real into production, we do a lot of maths, to be honest, right? I remember I was discussing with KTS one day. One of my previous organization, we were trying to crack a problem about fraud risk happening in using mobile apps in Pakistan. Very common scams and all that, right? We did a lot of study and we identified that what are the key areas where we really want to make it happen, right? So one was the device authenticity. Then we understand that our customers in that organization, they use some particular internet services and all that, right? And using their IPs, we were able to identify. We start building up the data of customer locations. We start building up the data of customer devices which they use, the locations where they go and all that, right? In 6 months' time, we had such huge data that we were able to identify Khurram Abid, who has never visited to Vihadi, all of the sudden logging from a new mobile device, trying to add a beneficiary and immediately trying to transfer some funds. This is a clear case of fraud and all that, right? But even after 6 months of data and very careful segment implementation, we got many false alarms, right? But over the period of time, using those technologies and consistently following the technologies, we were able to nearly reduce, from banking, whoever, Javed Saab also understand this thing, bringing the fraud loss to nearly zero was, we were able to achieve, right? We immediately didn't stop customer transactions because we were able to understand that our decisions could be wrong also. But over the period of time, and today if you ask that bank has nearly zero fraud loss because they understand their customers, they understand their devices, they understand their internet and everything, and transaction patterns and all that. This is the true behavior of the customer.
Yeah, Dr. Saab,
This is human intelligence based on huge customer data and machine intelligence.
बिल्कुल सही. मैं डॉक्टर साहब आप ही का बताया हुआ रिस्पॉन्स आपको दे देता हूँ ऑन अ लाइटर नोट. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले हम बात कर रहे थे AI, गूगल इन पे और तब पे, तो इन्होंने मुझे बड़ी अच्छी एक एनालॉजी दी कि इस वक्त वी कैन प्रेडिक्ट 50 ईयर बियॉन्ड कि किस वक्त चांद की पोजीशन, इस सूरज की पोजीशन, अर्थ की पोजीशन क्या होगी विद एक्यूरेसी विच इज़ ऑलमोस्ट निग्लिजिबल. 6 सिग्मा की एक्यूरेसी में हम आते हैं, आउटलायर निकाल दें तो. लेकिन अगर एक मेटियर आ जाता है तो ये जितना डेटा हमारा है सारा आउट हो जाता है. सो इट्स अगेन रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव में देख रहे हैं या ऑनगोइंग बिजनेस में आप देख रहे हैं. सो लाइफ का ट्रस्ट की जो बात कर रहे हैं तो सर, गॉड इज ग्रेट.
Yeah, I think we had a good debate here last night, and obviously we didn't reach to any conclusion, but very valid question. Again, the key takeout from what Khurram just mentioned is more about the usability and adaptability. The more we use, I recall the days जब नया microwave आया था, and my nani who used to be alive at that point in time, she used to say कि इसमें खाना गर्म ना करो क्योंकि इसमें शुआएं निकलती हैं, इससे कैंसर हो जाता है. She might be true, she might be not true, but again, we have passed on that time, and now these refrigerators and the ACs and those what do you call them, heaters, they are all part of our life, wherein we use them without actually thinking कि यहाँ से कोई रेज निकल रही है, उसकी वजह से हमें कोई कैंसर हो सकता है कि नहीं हो सकता. I'll move on to the next question. Ashraf Saab, I'll pause your question because that is the next one. I will have to take the next question after you, and I'll come back to you, Ashraf Saab. It's from someone named as NH. I will like Jalal Saab to take up this question. How can AI impact on our society?
Well,
Lovely question. I don't know who is
I'll
NH.
try to be brief because this is something, a very open question. Well, we have already seen that how AI is impacting our daily lives, ordering from, food, getting a cab for the ride, or, watching movies on Netflix. Yes, but see, this is a reality. I always say that the AI over the years has, reached to the level that it is now becoming more trustworthy for us. So it works like a human being, I must say. The more knowledgeable you are, the smarter you are. So with time, of course, but as a human being, we also make mistakes, right? So we need to understand that AI is a reality, and it's always going to support you, but not going to replace you. So it has a big impact on our day-to-day lives, on our social economic circles as well. But it is you need to understand that how AI works so that you work around it.
Javed Saab, can you share an
बिल्कुल.
example for that?
Society, very simple example. Think of AI tool available in this country and the genius sitting here and with you people. If you can get the right data and algorithm, what you can say, decipher and developed for the health related information of the country, you can give masses with the right healthcare advice centrally without getting into the fields. And this is going to change the face of the country, because this is one of the area where we are lagging. People die, पेट के दर्द से मर गया, पता नहीं चलता. So if we can get this data together of the country using these models and can create some socio-economic CSR project or government project or whatsoever project you can say, it is very ambitious, but based on this you can even start doing consultancy and clinics for the poor people across Pakistan, and it can create a major impact. Besides education, जो कि एक है, लेकिन health is one of the major area.
In short, छुरी का इस्तेमाल है, सब्जी काटने के लिए कर लें, बंदा काटने के लिए कर लें. So that's how it goes on in the society.
मैं
बहुत
तुम
शुक्रिया
सबसे
जावेद
एक
साहब.
relevant example share करूं कि in one of the organization जब हम एक complete digital transformation की तरफ जा रहे थे, so one day we decided कि because of the responsible use, we start planning that what exactly our customers' cookies allow us. And literally, and we took the sample of good 50,000 customers. It's not a small sample, right? And trust me, 98% customers, cookies acceptance already, not only through the My Banking app, but all the portals they use, all the applications they use, was actually completely allowing us to leverage their mobile, be it their microphone, be it their photos, and many of the information. The more important thing, one of the most relevant topic is responsible use of technology itself, or as a customer.
बहुत शुक्रिया कामरान खुरम, बहुत शुक्रिया. We'll take one more question जो अशरफ साहब का मिस करके थे ऊपर, and I like Junaid to answer this thing. How can AI powered automation streamline repetitive tasks?
And I must add This is the last question. We have a number of questions. Thank you so much for taking interest and participating, but we have to limit our time. So we're just going to take one more question.
Yeah.
And
And
then
you know,
we'll
remaining question we can have on the tea. मैं आपके और चाय के दरमियान में आना नहीं चाहता. मैं खुद भी चाय का इतना ही चरसी हूँ जितना आप सब लोग हैं. So going to Junaid, last question. How can AI powered automation streamline repetitive task? Specific जो part है वो repetitive task की बात है.
So it's all about choices. हमने AI का वर्ड सुन लिया है, AI के टूल हमें आते हैं. हर चीज़ AI से हल नहीं होनी है. RPAs of the world are already there to do all of this repetitive tasks. So it's all about choices. But again, repetitive क्या business operations की बात करेंगे तो RPA है. You don't need to go into the AI domain. RPAs अब बजाते खुद आप AI trained हो रहे हैं. So but the answer is for business operations you can use RPAs please. ठीक है. अगर उसके अलावा और क्या repetitive task होती है? It's your own personal task. So now you have co-pilots. Now those are AI driven. आप उसके लिए आप use कर सकते हैं, and that will help you in order to be more productive. So it's the more important thing is as a leaders, and that's one of the things that I really wanted to address is कि educate और उस knowledge को elevate करना AI की among our employees ये हमारा काम है. And that's really important because again हम बहुत सारे जो हमारे लोग होते हैं इर्द गिर्द होते हैं वो buzzword सुनते हैं and they says कि यार अच्छा ये कर देते हैं क्योंकि लोगों की टेंडेंसी होती है कि when they come for उनकी कोई प्रॉब्लम आती है ना तो वो हमारे पास अपने जहन से ही सोल्यूशन लेके आते हैं. And I used to joke this with KTS long time back कि पोजीशन ये आ गई है कि जिसको आईफोन यूज़ करना आता है वो अपने आप को हेड ऑफ IT समझता है. तो लेकिन
आज भी ये हाल है, समस्या नहीं.
So we need to, this is our responsibility. We need to educate and elevate their knowledge कि AI है क्या और AI से आप किस तरीके से कर सकते हैं. And that's it.
बहुत शुक्रिया जुनैद. Thank you very much, and I think we had a lovely audience asking so many questions that we have not been able to cover each and every one of them. We will like those questions to take up during the tea break. The panelists will be there. Thank you very much for all the panelists. I think I have really enjoyed the new pattern, and especially the people. We have got a banking, we've got the pharma, we've got the retail, we've got all those people who can actually have that impact in terms of the AI, and not just the AI, but the disruptive technologies. Last word, these things will be here. We will be there. They are already here. अब जब वही वाली बात है, अडॉप्टेबिलिटी से हमने शुरू किया था, अडॉप्टेबिलिटी ख़त्म कर रहे हैं. मेटा AI अब व्हाट्सएप के अंदर अवेलेबल है. इस एज ईजी टू यूज़, एज ईजी टू यूज़. जिस तरीके से बहुत सारी बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ क्रिएट हुई थी व्हाट्सएप पे आने के बाद, जब बहुत सारे गांव गोठों से लोगों ने काम शुरू किए थे वॉइस नोट के ऊपर. अब इसी तरीके से बहुत सारी चीज़ निकल के आएंगी. लेकिन येस, लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी पार्ट दैट आवर पैनलिस्ट हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट, दैट इफ़ यू रिकॉल द इन वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम टॉप 5 ग्लोबल रिस्क, नंबर 2 पे था मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन जनरेटेड थ्रू AI. And that's the biggest threat that we have to live in. But that's what we have to live in this world, so we have to live with this threat. Thank you very much. Thank you, panelists. बहुत शुक्रिया.
Just a minute. Thank you so much. First of all, as I said, this is not the panel. This is experts because you got the answers of the questions you wanted from the best I know. So I thank all my experts here. I would request them to take seats again in the hall, and we would proceed with the distribution of plaques. Thank you, Tanveer. Amazing job, as always. I'll try to make it short as soon as possible, the distribution of plaques. So I would like, what I would do is I would name a number of people, they would just queue up over there. And then we are going to just one by one give them the plaques, right? So first of all, I need the representative of our platinum sponsors, IBM and GBM. One person, many person, please come on stage. I would like the representatives of Centrum and NCINC to queue up, and then I would like from eCreators or computer research to stand up next in line. And then we will have the presenter Asif Ahmed. And after Asif, we will go with Tanveer and Javed Saab, Ijlal, Wasim, Khurram, and Junaid. Please line up. I would request all the panelists to kindly queue up in this sequence. Javed Saab, Ijlal, Wasim, Khurram, and Junaid. Thank you. We have one last special plaque as a friend of CIO Summit, and this is for Nadeem Hassan. Nadeem Hassan has been a CIO at various organizations, but the kind of, the back-end support he always shows to me, always calling me, telling me do this, in order to register the delegates or the speakers. So as friend of CIO Summit, Nadeem Sahab. Now we have, it's a time for group photo. I would like the representatives of our sponsors, our speakers, moderators, friends of CIO Summit, and whoever wants to come on stage to show you are a part of this beautiful event. Please come on stage. Whatever. They should try more. Thank you so much. Now it's time for the tea break. And we have exactly 20 minutes to come back. At 11:30, we will start our next session. Thank you so much.